And welcome to another edition, folks, of Steady Droppin Dimes. Not our regular day, but it's not a regular week. It is the opening week of the early signing period. So it moved us down. I am slowly but surely moving in a state of consciousness. I am trying to, uh, you know, be awake, trying to be lucid, trying to be alert. These are all difficult for me right now, DG and Daniel, because I'm tired, brothers. I'm tired. Lots of Red Bulls.
Is tired a synonym for soft?
No, it's not.
I
No,
was just checking. I don't know. I was just
sleep
checking.
deprivation causes delirium, young fella. But see, I have done a very good job of keeping the delirium at bay. But still, it can creep in and it can kind of slow you down a little bit. So it's kind of slowed me down, but I'm getting back. Getting back. And I got enough left in the tank to get dropping dimes in. We're gonna start getting in. I'm compiling my list of legit OC candidates. Won't be able to, I'm not dropping them all on dropping dimes. I'll be getting into it over on the MichiganInsider.com. So we'll be getting into some of the Michigan OC candidates a little bit later. But we got some post game rituals that are okay because I like to talk to players about it. I got my opinions on it. We'll get into that. We got some Lions talk to get into, some Michigan basketball talk to get into. We got
Obviously, we won't be talking about the Saints.
No, we won't be talking about the Saints today for sure. Nah, Saints are what we thought they were. You know, still a phrase from Denny Green. We got some things to make sure that we knock out. Got some things to knock out. Oh, man, C4 Collect, thank you. Says, a lot of imitators. Appreciate you. I appreciate you.
Please don't hype this man up.
Oh, man, he gets it. He gets it. There are a lot of imitators, but I appreciate that you appreciate what I and what we do. I appreciate that because it does take a lot of hard work. But you know what? Keep doing it because you folks who know what the grind is about and who appreciate truth and accurate information, that's why we keep grinding for what we do. So appreciate that. All right. Steady Dropping Dimes, brought to you by our friends at Underground Printing, an Ann Arbor original since 2001. See, Ryan and Rishi, die hard, maize and blue through and through. You cut them open, they're just like you. Just like us. They bleed blue. Just telling you. So when Michigan went down to Ohio State and got that W, see, we were talking about it. I won't say that we predicted it, but we were talking about it being possible.
We gave the path.
We did give the path.
Sure
And
did.
use the words narrow path to victory. There's a narrow path, but this is how they could get there, through this narrow path. And said they get there, they can get the Buckeye. They got them. They get to the fourth quarter. Now, once they get them on the ropes and knock them out down in Columbus, were the Buckeyes going to act right? Do the Buckeyes know how to lose? I guess I wasn't expecting them to punk out. I wasn't expecting them to punk out. And so our friends at Underground Printing came up with something to help them out, to send them a message. And folks, it's a message that you can help send the Buckeyes too, to help commemorate the occasion, to help signify what this game represents, to hammer home that what happened that Saturday is something they need to remember from forever. And the lesson needs to be emblazoned in their hearts and minds in perpetuity. Ben, can you bring up this new shirt from Underground Printing? Can you please put it on the screen? This is a new original from Underground Printing.
Can't spell lose without O.
You cannot spell lose without O. This is a special from Underground Printing. You can get it at undergroundshirts.com. You got to get yours right now because the Buckeyes, that's right, they got to learn how to lose. They got to learn how to lose. They don't know how to take an ass whooping. See, that we got to make that shirt too. All right? We got to make that shirt too. They got to learn how to take an ass whooping. That has O's in it too. But we just go with this one for now. They got to learn how to lose. That's an outstanding shirt. Undergroundshirts.com. You can pick it up at Underground Printing. They have 3 locations. Brick and mortar locations in Ann Arbor. This is a great time to make it on over. The 3 locations, South Main, downtown, Southview. And by the way, folks, that code, you remember that code I told you about? It's time to use it. It's time to use it. You see, you thought that code was just good for Black Friday. No, our code that we brought to you for 20% off at Underground Printing is still good. And it's going to be good through December 31st. Get 20% off at Underground Printing using code SAMWEB20.
DJ, you see this?
SAMWEB20.
It's real weird to me because I thought for sure 22% was better. And I think if you want to get 22%, you add on 2 straps.
Let's
and
not
to the Samwell 20, I thought.
Not confuse the people.
Come
the
on.
Code is SAMWEB20. It will get you 20% off online or in store. But not on custom gear. Like you can't say, hey, make me a shirt to say they need to learn to take an ass whoop. You can't say that. It has to be on gear that they sell, not custom gear, all right? Or other items that are available in the store, but not custom items. All right. So any of the items that are for sale in the store, you can get for 20% off using code SAMWEB20. And it's not just exclusive to Droppin Dimes, viewers. You can tell your friends, you can tell you can tell anybody. They can use it too. So spread the word, the code SAMWEB20. Take advantage. Use it for your holiday gifts while you can. All right, folks. And definitely let's send a message to the Buckeyes. They got to learn how to lose. We'll tell you about some more items coming up. All right. There you go. Fellas, that game. I guess we didn't get Daniel's take on the game. I know you gave your take on the game, DG. Got a great breakdown from you on Monday Morning Quarterback. Daniel, what did you think, man, about the Wolverines going down, taking care of the Buckeyes last Saturday?
Man, that's big time win. Maybe the as a fan and as a, I don't want to say a gambler, but as a guy who pays attention to point spreads, right? The biggest win in the history of the rivalry, some would say, with the point spread being what it was leading into the game. But man, just as a fan, just seeing that the toughness and the grit and everything that goes along with winning road games in Big Ten. DG, I know you know, having been quarterback, but just to win road games in any sport in the Big Ten is tough. And for them to go to Ohio State, the biggest rival, and with everything against them and come out victorious, man, those guys remember that for the rest of their lives. Like that was no matter what the season was, that was a big time win, man. It was impressive by everyone involved. So as a fan on the outside looking in, man, I was just proud to be a Wolverine that day. So
something about belief. Something about belief, man. Getting guys to believe.
Yeah, something about belief and watching the right shows, man. Just something about it that it just puts you in the right space, right? Puts you in the right position to, be successful and do things that, people just thought were impossible. So,
yeah, it's funny. A lot of the stuff that we say on the show, we say amongst ourselves, and then we say in conversations that we have not on the show. So, full disclosure, DG likes to say, "Oh, you got insider trading." So I have been. I don't. When I have like,
I think it's Sam. You don't got to defend yourself on that no more. Everybody in the chat knows that you got insider trading.
Yeah,
no.
That's what makes you so great. So, but just go ahead. Just don't even bring up insider trading because we know you got it. We know you got insider trading.
But listen, when I have inside intel, I will say, "Hey, I got inside intel on this." So what were we talking about that one time? I hadn't been told who the starter was going to be at that time.
Insider trading.
I had not been told who the starter was going to be at that time. I had an inkling of who it was going to be, but like I told you, I hadn't heard who the guy was going to be from the head man himself. Sharon hadn't told me who the head guy was going to be. He hadn't told me that, so I was being totally honest with you. But you was saying it with your chest. So I said Devin must have some inside intel. I was like, he must know something I don't. So let me hold.
I just don't second guess. I jump out there.
Right. So I had been talking to before the Ohio State, like the weekend before. I was like, listen, talking to some of the guys, and some of the guys are new. Some of the guys are new and hadn't been around and coached in the game. And you just talk about the game, you talk about the points. I said, listen, man, if y'all get in this game, if y'all just get to the fourth quarter with this dude, y'all got him. You just got to get to the fourth quarter. Everything I said on the show, everything y'all heard me say was the exact same stuff that I was saying in private conversations. And I'm sure I wasn't the only one. I'm sure that there are coaches in the building who had been in the game were saying similar stuff. But I just know the words. I was saying, hey, man, it's probably a narrow path, but it involves getting this dude in a specific situation where it's a one-score game in a fourth quarter situation where he's feeling it and it's tight again. He will fold. He will fold like a cheap suit. Because now it's about a physical, it's a knife fight now. It's a close confines knife fight in the fourth quarter. We not at a distance anymore. We close quarters battle.
You can't snipe me from 100 yards away.
Right. Now we toe to toe, baby. We toe to toe now. And this dude not built for that. He is not about that life. He said as much. He said as much before the season when he was like, hey, we just got to leave no doubt. We just got to leave no doubt with these guys, meaning we got to blow them out. So what happens in the game? And Vance went on Tuesday. He was saying the same thing. He added some more color to it. And he was like, hey, talking about the strategy of it. I was talking about how you got to play, play to your defensive line. And he was like, this is what you do. Michigan's been too high the last 3 years. Do more of that. Play to that. Your defense can dominate. Quarter, half. He was going more in depth into it. They go in the game, and DG, they laid the trap. We don't have to go all rehash it. Ohio State runs right into it. They lose the game because they're running into a brick wall, mostly KG and Mason Graham, and they lose the game. After the game, the Joel Klatt show comes on, and I'm watching on Monday, and he says he's watching the game unfold, and he's thinking about what coaches told him during the week, and they told him if they won the game, how they were going to win it. The scenario that was going to have to emerge for them to win this game. Ben, can you bring up the Joel Klatt show? because he lays it out in perfect detail about the one scenario that would have to come up for them to win this game. I think you guys will find this pretty interesting, because I did. Found it very interesting.
There's about 20 minutes left in the game, right around there. After the interception, after Will Howard's second interception, there's about 20 minutes of game time left. Ohio State ran 10 offensive plays from that point forward. 10. And that's where we get into this idea of like, Michigan knew when Fielding missed the kick that they were going to win the game. And God is my witness, they told us this during the week. This is what's so crazy, is that on Wednesday we do our calls with the Michigan coaches. And this is what they said. They said, all we hope for is a one-score game in the fourth quarter, because then we feel like we've got them and we're going to win that game. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's interesting. They didn't say that they knew they could win, or that they knew that they could have a one-score game in the fourth quarter. They said, if we can travel a really narrow path towards a one-score game in the fourth quarter, we'll win that game. And they were very confident about that. Very confident about that. And now I know why. Because in the last 3 years, it's been very evident to them that they would be able to win physically in the fourth quarter. And they've done that for now 4 straight years. 4 straight years. You saw it in the way that they played. You saw it in the way that their offensive line just continued to grind away at the Ohio State defense. And it wasn't pretty, but guess what? They finally were able to start running the football a little bit in the fourth quarter, and Kalel Mullings was an absolute beast. He's going to go down in lore, in this matchup specifically on the Michigan side for what he did on Saturday. That 3rd and 6 that you're watching on YouTube, by the way, be a subscriber.
We got it. And so I heard that. I was like, man, hey, Joel and them could have just watched the show, DG. I know Joel, I watches you sometime, DG. But man, they could have just called us. We could have helped them out, DG. We could have gave us some clip notes.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You try to downplay it, and I'm a little different than you. I'm a little more boisterous about it. It's been very clear for the last 4 years what has been going on with this show in relation to what the Michigan program has done on the field. Obviously, we do not get all of the credit, right? Most of the credit goes to the guys that are on the field, of course. However, I don't know the percentage. Y'all can figure that out. But it's a percentage that goes to Monday Morning Quarterback. I can tell you that for sure. For sure. And now dropping dimes as well.
I was like, oh man, wow.
So all the people on Twitter say, oh, how many times you beat Ohio State? Well, 1, but if you count these last 4, I say 5 because I got a part in this. So I'm 4 straight too, Chief. That's all I'm saying.
I said, oh man, wow. That's like, I felt like I was sitting in the meeting. Like, this is amazing. So, but that was it. They're in this dude's head. They're in this dude's head hard. In this dude's head super hard. And so they beat him, and they beat him down in a way that no one outside of us said was possible. Now, to be clear, I didn't predict that they would do it, just like they didn't. And listen to how Joel described it, because it's exactly how I said. So I'm not saying that you're going to do it, but I'm saying this is how. This is how I think. If you can get them there, if you can get them to the fourth quarter, you got them. That's how you get. That's how you got them. And that's exactly what they. If we can get them to the fourth quarter, we got them, right? And so that's. I'm not being revisionist saying that I predicted a victory, because I didn't. But I said it's possible if they get them to the fourth quarter, which they did, and they win the game. And then after the game, they go and plant a flag. They go and plant a flag on the middle of the field, just like teams planted a flag at the middle of their field. Now Ohio State wants to fight. So you two guys have been in the arena at that level. All right. And so this is where I want to turn it over to both of you. All right, because I was not a college player. I have my opinions on this. Strong ones. I think the response was soft. I think dudes don't know how to take a L. I think that shirt from Underground Printing, get yours right now. I think that shirt is very appropriate. As a matter of fact, Ben, I think it's so appropriate. Put it back up on the screen while the fellas are talking. Please put it back up on the screen. I guess I shouldn't influence the conversation like this, but I think it's please put it back up on the screen. Shirt is very appropriate. What do you think, DG, about just flag planting in general? How would you have responded? And would you have taken part if you had one?
So firstly, Ben, could you blow that up so we can read those words nice and clear to make it clear? Oh yeah, blow it up. That's it. So firstly, I would not be a flag planter. I wouldn't be. Personally, that's just not me. Because first of all, they had to run in the locker room to get the flag. If I go in that locker room, I'm going for the day. I'm not coming back out. It is what it is. I'm lazy a little bit, right? I just played a full game. I just bled and sweat. I'm tired. I'm not coming back out if I go back in that locker room, right? That's first thing. Now, say I'm still out on the field, the flag comes out, right? I'll be around. I'm not going to be the guy that plant the flag because I just really don't care too. I already planted my flag because I played every snap, right?
Mm-hmm.
I planted my flag. Now, would I be egging them on? Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely, you should do that, right? We played the game. We wouldn't plant it if we would have lost, but we won. So if you want to do that, like I never really understood to the victors go the spoils. Now I understand it. If you win, I mean, as long as you don't physically assault them, right? Because the field will be fine. It's not like you're defacing the property of their whatever. The flag won't even stick because it's turf, right? It's just a symbolic kind of thing of like, we own you, which is a fact, right? Last 4 years, we've owned you, right? So you can't be that mad. And the thing is, who are you mad at? Your anger is misplaced. You need to be ready to fight Will Howard, maybe. You need to be ready to fight Chip Kelly, possibly. You need to be ready to fight Ryan Day, who's watching his senior leader that came back only for this game, who is losing it, choking a coach up, all kind of craziness, and he never even says a word. And not to mention, not only does he not say anything, the kid never even acknowledges that his head coach is right there. That's the respect that he has, obviously. And then number 33, right? You're so upset. And I love the passion. I love the passion.
Give me the 3 box so we can see more DG. Give me the 3 box.
I love the passion. The passion's great. 33, I love the passion. You had that play, and that play would have been like in lore forever. That interception when you came off the block, it wasn't your responsibility, but you smelled a rat. You stuck. Boom. Now it's just a regular interception. Nobody will ever see it. I'm just telling you. My performance against Ohio State when we lost, it's the greatest in the history of the rivalry as far as quarterbacking is concerned. 75% completion, 451 yards, rushed for a few touchdowns, threw for a few, and we lost. So guess what? Nobody talks about it. So that interception was all for naught. That's the first thing. But 33, there's a clip going around on the only touchdown Michigan scored, and you were at the point of attack. And you were on your back. Because our 44 versus 3, 4 is more than 3, so that's probably why he won. Our 44 puts you flat on your back to allow for the running back to get in the end zone. Where was this animosity then, is the question. Because if you're going to be angry and do all this, do it for always. Like, don't just pick and choose. Because the violence just wasn't there when the game was on the line, essentially, because that's the only touchdown. If you don't give up that touchdown, you win the game. I don't understand the animosity for a symbolic thing, and it just doesn't make sense to me. And so say I'm the guy that lost. I want to go home. Why are you still here? You were here long enough for them to go get the flag in the locker room. And I'm telling you, Michigan's locker room, when you in the stadium, you know, Sam, it's far. You got this decent mile to travel, it seems like, right? And then they got all the way back. They got in the circle, you know, didn't plan it yet, got in a circle, all this, and then they planted. Why are you still there? Go home. Don't you? Why do you still want to be here? And it's just really confusing to me. But that's a long answer to the question of, do I think it's right that they try to fight? Absolutely not. It's weak, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. You're soft because you. It's not like basketball where you can't physically assault people all game, right? So when the game over, if you say you Michigan State and Michigan go and rub they shoes disrespectfully in the Spartan and stuff like that, you got a lot of built because you couldn't fight during the game. Well, football's different. For 60 minutes, sometimes longer, you can physically assault another human. Physically. And it's legal. You can do whatever you want, essentially. There are some parameters. However, you can be as violent as you want to be, especially in a position that 33 plays in the up front, where the game was lost for Ohio State. You can be as violent as you would like to be. Oh, he was also a part of that play, that 3rd down and 6, where Khalil Mullings boo and got on the outside and basically sealed the game. 33 was involved in that play, diving on the ground. So, again, you have 60 minutes to be as violent and as aggressive and as mean and as nasty and as whatever you want to do for 60 minutes. Obviously, you saved some because you had a whole bunch left afterwards, and that's the problem. Go in the locker room, man. Go in the locker room. This ain't golf where you mad at the end and you couldn't get your anger out. You had all day to get your anger out. Go in the locker room. Stop pretending, because that's what you're doing. You don't care that much. You're pretending. And I don't like it. Because you know somebody gonna break it up. You ain't gonna be able to really get down. You're not gonna be able to get down like you want to. You know that. Hey, go meet him at the locker room and walk in the locker room and get busy. Don't try to fight on the field and all that. Oh, we have so much pride in our block. Oh, yeah, maybe, but you didn't show it on the game. Okay, so just go home. Go home. Beat traffic. How about that? Go beat the traffic.
See, I love this DG. I love this DG. DG wanting to smoke. Love it.
No, I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke. That's the truth. I've always told the truth, and that's the truth of how I feel about it.
No, you just said 33 was soft. Is that what you said?
I said 33 had a time of 60 minutes to show how hard he was, and on 2 huge plays for Michigan. One where he scored the only touchdown of the game, and another where essentially you made it a chip shot, easy field goal because you got a first down when you should have had him tackled and you didn't make the play. Okay. And then you want to fight. That is soft. Yes.
Gotcha. All right. Daniel Horton, your thoughts on planting the flag, the reaction to planting of the flag. Would you have participated in planting the flag? Your thoughts on all of that?
So there's like 2 sides to it, right? Like if it's me, I'm not planting the flag. Like DG said, I played in college. I played 38, 39 out of 40 minutes a game. So in that handshake and the final whistle, I'm in the locker room, right? But I also feel that, okay, if somebody's going to plant the flag, then Ohio State players did what they should have. And now it should lead to fist fights and people getting maced. No, but I see nothing wrong with walking over there and saying, man, y'all not going to do that this year. Like, especially if that's something that we've been talking about, had an issue with or whatever. Like, okay, cool.
Not this year, Hyundai. Y'all ain't doing this this year.
Yeah, y'all ain't doing it this year. Y'all won the game. All right, cool. Y'all, if y'all want to take it somewhere else, we'll take it there. But that's just me. Like I said, I told you before the show, Sam, I grew up on the West Bank in New Orleans. When you come play at our playground, if you won, you was gonna have to fight to get out of there. So like I get it from both sides, but like I said, it's at some point now that we're adults, you got to learn how to win with class and lose with class. And I think both teams in that situation lacked a little bit of just man. I'm in the locker room. I'm like DG. I'm already in the locker room with my shoes off. So
see, that sounds like Gus to me right now. See, Gus the last couple of years, I'm like, Gus. I'm trying to cut Gus some slack. I'm like, Gus. Like last year with Gus, he was like, Ohio State is, they so much tougher. And that's why they shut Michigan down in the first half. I'm like, Gus, what are we talking about? That was back in 22. Like, Gus, come on, man. They down a running back. Donovan, he got one hand. What are we talking about, Gus? That ain't what's going on. My man just trying to figure some stuff out with his hand. That's all that was. And in this game, Gus talked about they classless for planting the flag. No, Gus, that's
Yeah,
not.
I hated that.
But Sam, what?
You want to know I hated that from Gus? Because Gus played for the Cubs.
from?
And we didn't did, and I'm just telling you, Little League football, pal, Detroit, Cubs, Steelers, East Side Colts, East Side Cowboys, all that, it's a lot worse than planting flags. Let's be clear. Where Gus grew up, he know what time it is. I don't know why he said that. I didn't like it.
So here's my distinction. Listen, as long as you are not
East Side Raiders, ooh, it's dangerous.
and listen, it was tough. Like if you beat Saginaw,
yeah.
If you
Yeah,
beat
you gotta fight to get out of there.
Hey, you had a bus running.
Yeah. It was hazardous for your health.
But they was actually trying to fight, not trying to get in a position where they're gonna break it up with helmets and shoulder pads on.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on, real quick, Sam. There's another piece. Like I said, like I was always like you said, we grew up a certain way. Like you said, you talking about Flint, you talking about Detroit, the Cubs versus Steelers, whatever, right? But as you get older, you learn something. What do you tell a man with two black eyes? Nothing. He's been told twice already. So like, why do you need to plant a flag? Why do you need to do any of this? You've made your point already.
Okay,
no, Daniel, this is where I got to push back. They was talking crazy.
Yeah.
Ohio State was talking crazy. I'm talking about from the day they put that $20 million down, it was a foregone conclusion. And for Michigan, they was trying to figure everything out, right? So they couldn't really talk back, really, because losing games, playing 5, 6, 7, 8 different quarterbacks. Shoot, I think I threw a pass this year. You know what I mean? It was a lot going on, so you couldn't really respond. The only way you could respond was on the field, right? So just winning the game ain't enough. Enough. Not the way they was talking. Like Sam, I don't understand why Sam's so cordial. The way they was talking about Sam for the Bryce thing, about how he just making up blah blah blah, and then they all jumping on it. I don't know how he even cool like this. I don't get it. That ain't me. That ain't my ministry. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm telling you right now, winning the game was not enough the way they were talking.
All right, so if you plan it, you gotta expect some smoke then, right?
But you can't expect to get maced. Is what I'm saying.
I said smoke, not mace.
Even the police department is soft.
Wait. First of all, Devin, I have been given some act right.
Not enough.
I have been given some act right after the price.
Not enough. For
sure. You know, I've been serving some pretenders, some fakes and some phonies.
Not enough.
Some dudes who've been banned by Sharon Moore from having contact with his staff.
We need names.
I've been serving some out, definitely to some folks who were doubters, but I actually want to welcome them back home. If they want to come over to the MichiganInsider.com, I've been welcoming them. They can come on back, right? I've been telling them that.
As long as they pay that fee.
Yeah, I've been definitely.
We're stronger together.
That hey, I was right. But they don't. But see, when you do that, they got a problem with that too. But that doesn't stop me from doing it. My point, to get back to it, man, when you went up in Saginaw, it was hazardous for your health because it's not just the players.
Hey, and for me, it was Highland Park. Inkster playing Highland Park.
Hey.
It was a shootout at the game because we were doing so good.
The cheerleaders throwing rocks at the bus, man. It was great. But here's the thing. To me, it was always the case. As long in your whatever you're doing post game, as long as I'm not doing it directly at a man.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not in your face saying something to you or to your sideline, if we just over here celebrating on your field or in the center of your field, but it's not at you. Come on, man. Hey, you go learn how to take an ass whooping. Learn how to take it. But now, if I'm in your face, then yes, I'm disrespectful.
Now we got to get busy. I'm with you.
Then I'm with you. All bets are off.
Which is what happens for Ohio State and Michigan before the game all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. It's always a fight and something going on. And I understand that because people are doing stuff to each other. I understand it.
Hey, if we win the game, and after the game, I'm trying to push up on your girl. Okay.
I'm supposed to just let you.
Now we got some problems. Now we got some problems. Hey, the worst.
But to be honest, you should allow that too.
Hey, the worst.
Hey,
I did. Hey, I earned her.
Hey, so like I remember we had a topic about smack talk. Like, what's okay smack talk wise? And you remember I think
Sam,
it
time out. I don't know what's okay. But that's a good topic between you
Hey,
and
you
I.
remember the game? I think it was the Celtics and the Knicks, and it was Carmelo on
Oh
one
man.
side, and then it was Jordan Crawford on the other side, and he said to Carmelo, he said, "Your wife tastes like Honey Nut Cheerios."
Was
Man,
was KG, wasn't it?
it was no.
That was KG. That was KG.
I thought it was Jordan Crawford.
Because they was playing the Celtics and Melo was waiting for that man outside about a
I
bus.
don't think it was KG. Whoever it was,
Yeah.
whoever it was. See, now that's a fight.
So
That's
Sam,
a
this
fight.
is I've turned over a new leaf, right? So in my previous life, I thought if you were to attack me, the gloves are off. There is no limit because I'm ready to get busy anyway, right? Because you're getting the best of me. I don't like it. So now, if I feel like you assaulted me in a way, I can go wherever I'd like. You know, I've turned over a new leaf since then. However,
they said it was KG. They said it was KG. It wasn't Jordan Crawford. I thought it was
sound like some KG. That sounded like KG.
That was KG.
I thought it was Jordan. I thought it was Jordan.
I don't know Jordan Crawford, but I don't think he had the stones to say that to Melo. Not in that setting.
Okay.
Maybe they was at the club.
KG turned to another person during the game.
Yeah, KG gonna say the worst. KG and Gary Payton, the two guys, the worst guys I've ever heard.
Why tastes like Honey Nut Cheerios? That's a fight.
That's worse than Yo Mama.
That's a fight.
That's worse.
And then she went and started doing and that was before she started doing all the shows.
I'm not in this Melo, my man.
She started doing the show on Power. I mean, she started doing the show on Stars Power. She started doing all the scenes, and now she on The Shy. Oh man, I mean, he had to get a divorce after that. She doing all the love scenes too. Man, crazy. But you get my point. See, now that's different. That's a direct show of disrespect to you, Daniel. But if you're just in the middle of the field, planting a flag or dancing in the middle of the field or doing it, no, man. That to me is you being soft. That to me is you not knowing how to control your own emotions. You being too sensitive, and you need to learn how to deal with yourself. If you want to do something about preventing me from celebrating, then win the game. Win the game. That's how you prevent this.
I agree.
That's not disrespectful, in my opinion.
Well, no, it's disrespectful, but we earned it. You earned that. You earned that.
To the victor go to spoils.
Okay, so why?
This one he gave him that good old prison loving right here. That is.
Why
that's
is
it? That's that good
you had a chance there. You had a chance to make it stop.
Is it
you had a chance
when the team? So we win the game. We win the game. We all and the whole team runs to the end zone or runs to the corner of the end zone, and they got the whole section. Yeah. And they start singing the song and they start chanting overrated or this is our house or whatever they start chanting about, something disrespectful about the team, about you. They start saying something about you in your house. But they done took it over.
But you don't get to fight.
But
you do get to. You can do what you want to do, but you weak for trying to fight now. I don't get it.
My question to you is why isn't that is that not disrespectful too?
I think that's worse.
So where's the line of what we gonna say is what's okay and what's not?
So do everybody just got to go home right after the game, or that's what I would like to know as well. Because I know for sure, especially a rivalry game with a trophy. Oh, we taking that thing. We all around your field, walking your trap, shake over your trap, showing everybody. Oh my God, look at this! You had a chance. Now your helmet's off.
That's a good prison loving right there, DG.
You had a chance and your helmet's off. You were in between the person with the ball and the end zone. That was your chance to act crazy. Don't act crazy now. That's fake crazy. That's fake crazy, and I stand by it. I it's like blue magic. I guarantee it. That's fake crazy. I don't like it.
He is holding Bredeson's pocket after the game.
I don't like it. And he choking his coach all up. I'm not letting him do this. Well, you had a chance to stop him from doing it crazy. And I will give you this. I will give you this. 33 did make a play, and I'm looking at you right now, 33 yards. And guess what? I feel the same way. I broke my foot against Ohio State, and I passed for 230 after that broken foot, and nobody cares. You want to know why? Because I lost. They would care if I won, but I lost. And guess what? That interception was amazing. It was going to go down as one of the greatest interceptions in the history of the rivalry, right? But your offense failed you. Okay. So just get in the locker room, bud. It's over. And go win a natty. Yep. Because you got that. That's what Ohio State fans saying now. We really just want to go win it. Well, you go win that natty. But if you win the natty, don't you get mad when Michigan fans say, well, doesn't that make us a national champion?
See, what I hate is they're probably, people keep saying they're probably going to outlaw or make a rule against.
Look, why he got so much get bad right now? If you don't unhand me now, unhand me now.
Yeah, and the head coach does nothing to calm.
Does nothing. Never even acknowledge him.
It's like, wow.
And it seems like 33 is like he's fighting for his coach to say something, and he says nothing.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, it's a prayer right to your left. It's a prayer going on, and he's saying all these angry words, man.
Hey, his coach, you watching him yoke up a staff member.
Just yoking him up.
If I'm the staff member, I'm like, damn, coach, you can't come.
They're not going to plant the flag again, Brian.
They're not doing this anymore. I'm sick of it. Well.
You're probably mad at the coach. You couldn't get us more prepared than this, man.
Hey, he did. He did his part on defense, excluding. He did have hey, I understand the offense is supposed to help you out and whatever. However, you did trot your defense out there multiple times. You could have stopped them from doing it too, right? You could have stopped them from doing. If the offense scores 1 point, 2 points. Let's say 2 points. That's the least you can score. If they get a safety, if you get a safety, that means you should win the game because you should stop them to nothing, even when your quarterback throws the ball to him on the 5-yard line.
Yeah,
that's either here nor there.
Hopefully, the NCAA. I know I'm wishing on a star. Hope they have more backbone than I think they have, and they don't outlaw flag planting. But that's
well, they've outlawed storming the field, and people storming the field all year this year, so I'm good with it. You just got to pay that money. You got to pay $100,000 or whatever. They've outlawed tearing the goalpost down. Guess what? That goalpost still end up in the river. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So you can outlaw it all you want. However, right, I think the real punishment should go to the team that's there that tries to fight and make it a fight now, right? Where you got young men being pepper sprayed. Come on, bro. That is crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. The people that should have been pepper sprayed were wearing red because Michigan wasn't trying to fight anyone. They were just trying to celebrate like they should after an amazing, improbable victory that should have never happened, right? They were just backs turned, and then the red comes. So how anybody in blue got pepper sprayed is crazy to me. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah, hey, man.
They had a couple dudes getting down, though. I ain't going to lie to you.
Oh, and you know what's even worse? You want to know what's even worse? They lost the game, right? And obviously, we're not condoning fighting. I said they shouldn't try to fight. However, if you are going to fight, some plethora clips going around of Michigan guys getting busy.
Getting busy.
Hey, I'm talking about it's a big old tight end of Ohio State just getting yoked up by a safety.
Yeah, that was Quentin Johnson.
Oh, man. This is why y'all can't stop him from planting the flag.
That was Quentin Johnson.
Game or the fight.
Cam Bryant got him. Cam Bryant got him.
And Max Bredesen.
Kenneth Grant got them big old claws on somebody's throat. Oh, Lord.
Hey, 91 and Bredesen had the same
What made you think you win the fight? What made them think they could win the fight? If you got mad, and it's not like you won a football game by finesse. They manhandled you to win that football game, offensively and defensively. What made you think that these strong men wearing wing helmets was just going to lay down while you trying to rough them up about the flag? Guess what? They beat you in the game. Then you try to fight them because they're trying to plant the flag. Then they roughed you up, and they still planted the flag. There are pictures of them, flag all up, all kind of crazy. I don't get it. You can't lose both. You got to win one.
Wait. And then Jason Avant, damn near my age, rolled up and took the flag from Jack Sawyer.
Give me that flag.
And then Jack Sawyer couldn't take the flag back. Then a staff member tried to roll up on him and try to take flag.
That was Jason Avant?
That was Jason Avant. You ain't know that?
Even our older players harder. Oh, Lord.
Hey, chill out. We came into Michigan together. Don't use the word older, brother.
Wait,
Hey,
is he
man.
not older? I'm confused. I'm older. What you
Hey,
talking about?
hey.
Listen. And Jason Vaughn, Chicago Carver. He's like, hey, man.
Hey, Jason Vaughn, one of my favorite players. So
Hey, he's like,
Yeah.
listen, it ain't about to go down like that. And then a staff member tried to roll up on him like he was gonna do something.
nah, staff member, you ain't in the weight room. I'm gonna flex you.
Right. He's like, nah. So either he looked at Jason Avant. So two things could have happened. He realized the camera was on him. Possible. Or he looked at him and he was like,
You seem like you want to get busy.
nah. Nah. Because this dude he really just came after some football players for a flag with nothing on. Nah.
He ain't wrapped too tight. I don't know.
He ain't trying to do this. I ain't trying to do this.
I did not know that was Jason Vaughn. That's amazing. I love it.
I ain't trying to do this.
I love it.
Nah, brother. This dude might have a little something to him if he gonna do that.
Yeah, he came in here with all these gargantuans that's lifting weights every day, taking HGH, all kind of supplements, all kind of stuff. But he came in with a backpack and nothing else. Nah. Give him his flag. Give him his flag.
Yeah, let me turn around. Jason Avant. Man, first time I saw Jason Avant, he was the Army All-American game. He had tore his ACL. Didn't play, but he was like, I'm about to go to Michigan. He was talking about what he was gonna do. He went there and did it. Coming off of ACL.
He one of the best blocking receivers ever.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you messing with Jason Avant?
Hands too.
Ohio State they're not good decision makers. Because whoever the tight end was, he ain't look at Quentin Johnson play, obviously, because you just got bodied and you started it. You tried to grab him without him looking. He squared you up and then. Oh man, that's good stuff, man. When you win the game and then you get to whoop them physically because they trying to fight, you didn't start it, of course. You didn't start it, but if they started, you gotta finish. Finish.
And then you got it on tape.
And it's on tape. You can't even lie. You can't even lie and say that tight end for the rest of his life, he cannot go out and say, oh, I wasn't 260. I ain't get flexed after the game. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Fox got it. Who pulled the clip? Was he there? And guess what? How, after getting whooped physically like that, how can that tight end in the future talk to kids about toughness? How? When that little safety just flexed you. The safety. Quinn Johnson, what's his measurables? What's his measurables, Sam?
Q probably about what, 6 foot, 6'1",
6 foot ish.
Yeah, about maybe 205, 210.
205. He one of them nickel down in the box. You really a safety, but we want some speed at linebacker type of deal. This tight end 6'4", all of 270, 260, and he just bodied him. And then Kenneth Grant got 3 people in the chokehold like he the Undertaker, about to choke slam everybody. Why would you mess with that?
You know you can't block him in a real game when he move a whole crowd of people.
Jackson after the game, he telling them, your season's over. And I'm thinking, what does that have to do with what just happened to you on this?
What does that have to do?
How does that make what just
Not to mention, you lose again because we got a bowl game.
Yeah. How does
and
that
we in a better bowl game because of this win?
Like you and you just lost to us. That makes it worse what happened to you, right?
Man. It was fake. It was fake anger. It wasn't real. It wasn't real. Because if it was real, you would have saw that anger on the field. And it was a great interception that he had. That ain't anger for real. I'm talking about anger, physically assaulting people legally. And you had a chance to do it and you didn't.
Yeah.
That's a fact. That's not like me. That's not my opinion. I'm not even being an analyst. The facts are you had 60 minutes to physically assault people on 2 really big plays in the game, a touchdown and a first down conversion. You were in the mix and had the opportunity to stop it from happening, and you didn't. So don't try to fight after the game. I don't like it.
This was the funniest part. So Mason was doing an interview with what it was Jenny Taft.
Oh yeah, that was good.
And he was like, "Oh, suit back up.
Let's go. Let's go."
He's like, "It's on.
Let's go.
Interview's over.
That was good.
Time to go back in the arena."
That was good.
That was outstanding.
So with all that being said, it's always next year.
Yeah, it is. It is. I like what Makari had to say. He said, "Yeah, they said they were tough. They said they were tough." That's that undefeated talk right there, DG.
He's never gonna lose to Ohio State, so he can say whatever he wants.
You can say whatever he wants.
He's never he about to live in Michigan as a king, and he's gonna walk around and say, "I never lost to them." Did he lose to Michigan State?
He lost to Michigan State in the Cade year.
Oh, this guy. Oh, did you hear about Cade? Hey, let's transition. Let's transition to transfer portal. We got to transition to the transfer portal. We need a quarterback.
We will. Give me a second, because we gotta transition by saying, folks, you can help send a message to the Buckeyes. Do you know a Buckeye who needs to learn how to lose? You too can help a Buckeye by going to Underground Printing. Ben, can you help them out by putting it up on the screen? Steady Droppin Dimes is brought to you by Underground Printing, an Ann Arbor original since 2001. A great sponsor, proud sponsor, a presenting sponsor of Steady Droppin Dimes. You can find Underground Printing at undergroundshirts.com. You have 3 locations in Ann Arbor, South Main, downtown, and Southview. They actually have locations across the country. There's even a location in Columbus. I bet you didn't know that. But listen, folks, this shirt, this new shirt, this new original. Because I tell you, Ryan and Rishi, the guys who started Underground Printing at West Quad back in 2001, they bleed blue. Yes, they're a national company, but they're based still right here in Washtenaw County. They said, you see them right now, they bleed blue. They still are about Michigan. And so when Michigan went down and did what no one outside of the confines of Michigan thought they could do, and they saw Ohio State react like they reacted, they said, oh, they need to learn how to lose. They got to learn how to lose. And we're going to help send that message with this shirt. You can order yours right now by going to undergroundshirts.com. But there's so many other, whether it's T-shirts, you got your sweatshirt. You see Ben putting all of the many different items up on the screen, from your shirts to your jackets and coats and hats. I need
that one.
I know the championship magazine, the MGO blog, has is available over at Underground Printing as well. Many holiday gift ideas available at Underground Printing. So if you're looking to shop for the Michigan fan in your life, Underground Printing is the place to go. Undergroundshirts.com. And remember, the code to get 20% off your purchase at Underground Printing, whether online at Underground Shirts or any of their in-store locations, that's South Main, Southview, or downtown in Ann Arbor, or any of their locations. You can find out, they have locations across the United States, throughout the Midwest, and mainly along in ACC country. You can use the code SamWeb20.
Two straps.
The code is SamWeb20. Can you put it up on the screen, please, Ben? Use code SamWeb20 to get 20% off Underground Printing, online or in store. Now, remember, this does not cover custom items. You can't call up or go in and say, hey, make me a shirt that says, or make me a hat that says, and get 20% off that item. It's only available on the items that they sell, like, the hats and shirts and things that they have.
Hey, Sam, so I can take that Smash logo they've been using on social media and put that on a T-shirt, huh?
You can, but you cannot. What you cannot do. Well, I don't know. I don't know about copy.
That's why I was asking if it's copyrighted or not. That's a pretty cool logo. Pretty cool edit or graphic.
There's a process when it comes to copyright stuff, so you got to watch that. But I
need to use your insider trading and find out for me.
So you can find that out. They have a process for finding out stuff like that. But all of the items that you see that are in store, listen, you can get 20% off using the code SamWeb20 Again, Sam Web 20, Underground Printing, online or in store. And be sure to check out new Tri-Blend t-shirt. Learn to lose. You know what that's about. You know who it's aimed at. You know who doesn't know how to take an L. You know who can't take an ass whooping. It's happened 4 times in a row. Let's send a message. Get yours today. Underground Printing. Undergroundshirts.com. Let's make it happen, folks. SamWeb20 is the code. All right, DG. So you were saying the transfer portal. Yeah, somebody asked me, do I think that Michigan would pursue a now former quarterback and make him a current quarterback again? I said, so he left a 5-star quarterback before. You think he'd come back and compete with another 5-star quarterback? What makes you think he would ever do that? There is no way. Absolutely no way. When he ran away from one, that he would run towards one, DG. No, it's absolutely no way that would happen.
Is this like a joke? Was they joking? Like, is they like trying to be funny? Because there's no way somebody in this chat or otherwise is saying that Michigan at any juncture should bring Cade McNamara as a 27-year-old to play quarterback for the University of Michigan again after having to leave Iowa. I'm not about to get involved with this. There's no way that's an actual question that was asked you, Sam. You made that up.
I did not make that up.
I don't care what you say. I don't care if you tell the truth or what you say. You said to me earlier, truth don't matter today, and that's not the truth anyway. So I don't care. Nope.
You want a guy around Bryce that's gonna help him. That's gonna help.
Yeah. You know what I'm wondering? Sam? Remember all those years ago when I was like on the table and saying there's no way that Cade should be the quarterback? Love that he's doing well, and even with the Big Ten championship, he's not the best quarterback for the team. And all those people that were like, kind of like how they attacked you about the whole Bryce thing, they were trying to kind of attack me. I wonder where they are and what they're doing right now. You think they're in the chat, like being cool, like acting like they didn't do that? What you think?
I don't know, DG. Yeah, that's yeah.
Show yourself. Show yourself in the chat. Be courageous. I won't block you.
Yeah. You and I shouldn't just aim it at Bryce. You want a guy in the room who's going to help whoever the young quarterbacks are.
Man, Sam, be quiet. It's to help Bryce. Quit. No, come on, man. We know what it is. This ain't no secret no more. Just like players getting paid, ain't no secrets. It's to help Bryce, period.
You want a guy who's going to help, not a guy who's going to be a me guy, which JJ didn't get any help. Zero help.
And still, in spite of that, 3 Big Ten championships and 2 Big Ten championships and a national championship and a first-round draft later, still a solid guy.
Good and so that's the kind of guy. That's the kind of guy that they'll get in the portal. And it's funny how we do a show where we talk about Miller Moss months ago. And then all of a sudden, there's somebody pops up on Twitter talking about, and this was before Miller Moss was benched, before they didn't think he was playing well. He was still playing well at the time. And then all of a sudden he becomes a topic, and then he gets benched. Now he's in the portal and everyone's talking about Miller Moss. I think Miller Moss is a viable target and a very, very strong possibility. And if he comes in, that would be a guy that he would compete with. Could Bryce beat him out? Sure. But if Bryce didn't beat him out, that would be a heck of a day one starter for Michigan for it to be Miller Moss. But I think that's the dynamic that Michigan is setting up, because that was the discussion. I think, listen, we've had this quarterback situation dialed up from day one. We are not guessing on this. I wasn't guessing on the Bryce thing. I think you understand that now. So when they recruited Bryce, it was very clear. It was very clear from the jump that they were going to recruit a portal quarterback. As they were talking about portal quarterbacks, I think it was very clear that, hey, they were pursuing Bryce. Now it's clear that they have Bryce in the fold. So every guy that they go after, it has to be a guy that's cool with, hey, you're competing with a 5-star guy. Hey, he might be the guy. What if you come in and that dude is better than you? You cool with that? You cool with that scenario? That you might be a mentor this last year. What if that winds up being the case? You're going to have to bet on yourself in that regard. So there aren't that many guys like that. I think that Miller Moss, I think that he's one of those guys that is confident enough that he would be willing to take that risk. I'm not calling it a slam dunk, but I don't think that Bryce knocks him out of the box with Miller Moss, DG, and Daniel.
Yeah, I mean, if I was Miller Moss, I wouldn't. Just because, a guy making $10 million, however, whatever the money is, it's big money. I can do no right, basically. It's the saying, I can do no wrong. He can do no right. So the first time he misses a read or throws an interception or whatever the case may be, right, the whole crowd is going to be chanting Bryce Underwood. And he's not a guy that's just playing football for fun. He's a guy that wants to be a pro, right? So if you want to be a pro, those are circumstances that I don't think you can perform well under. And so it wouldn't be conducive to his success to do that. However, he would be a great piece to get because the timeline matches up, as well as he's talented and can help Bryce as far as his development and dealing with being a college quarterback. But for him, I wouldn't do that.
I hear you.
No chance.
I got another dude I'm checking into. I don't want to say his name yet, especially with him not in the portal. But I got another dude that's kind of intriguing that I got to check on. That might be.
If you're just coming to be a hand holder for a young kid and you're not really given a chance to be successful this year as a starting quarter, well, I would say given a chance, but you don't have a chance to really be the guy. It's gonna be hard to get somebody that's
Sam. I got some information. I probably shouldn't say this.
What?
I probably shouldn't say this, but I think I'm gonna say it anyway because I can't hold water.
Mm-hmm.
And this would have changed things drastically.
Mm-hmm.
Max Brosmer. Somebody texted Ryan Day to get Max Brosmer for him to take a look at Max Brosmer, and he ghosted him.
Oh,
and if Michigan, if Ohio State had Max Brosmer, who I think is an outstanding quarterback, I think he's really, really, really good, especially once he figured out the way the offense wants to run and all that. If Max Brosmer plays for Ohio State, I think it's a vastly different season for them. Just saying. Dang.
He ghosted him, huh?
Be careful. Be careful. Do your homework. Because I can tell you, if Ryan Day would have texted me about Will Howard, I would have told him absolutely not. Remember, I told you that. I said absolutely not. We don't have anything to be worried about. Absolutely not. Right? He'll play well against teams because he got better players and all that. But he's leaving Kansas State for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You understand that he had the job at Kansas State, and it was clear that the job was going to be given, and I wouldn't say given, earned by the young guy who's really, really talented, Sunshine. He's leaving because he doesn't have a job there anymore. You're the Ohio State University. What are you doing? Same way we looked at Michigan. You're the defending national championship. You're Michigan. How do you not have a quarterback? That's how I look at Ohio State. You're Ohio State with all the best receivers in the world. How the hell are you taking a quarterback that lost his job at his school? That's crazy. And that's what Ohio State fans should be mad about. What is the decision making? What are we doing? What are we doing?
By the way, somebody in the chat said Jaden Davis is crap. Jaden Davis is not crap.
I just hate people just say stuff.
Did
you block him? Why? He's never seen the kid play, and he's yelling out he's crap. Why is he not blocked? That's the question I have.
Yeah, who have you? Who's
this? Not that type of. This ain't the blog. This ain't that. This ain't that type of party. Why is he not blocked? Where is he?
Whose word are you taking for that? Whose word are you taking for that? Is what I would say.
Sam, why are we even addressing it? Why is he not blocked?
Yeah, I'm just
we can lose one. I'm telling you we can lose one.
But because you don't know whose scouting report.
We know who just said it.
Yeah, because here's the thing.
We know who just said it though, Sam.
I know that. But they think that everybody who goes to see players and say that they're scouting someone is actually scouting. No, they just
Yeah,
attend.
you still got to consider the damn source.
Yeah,
Well,
that's my point.
But
That's
Sam,
my point. Just because
that's
somebody
their
attended
fault.
the game don't mean that they scouted. No,
Sam,
they just
Sam,
attended the game.
that's your fault. So why is he not blocked?
I mean, we can
I don't think Jaden Davis has done anything to deserve that. He hasn't even been able to prove that he can't play or not. So he won a state champion. I hope he's not talking about high school, because in high school he won a state championship. I think 2 years, right?
In North
He didn't
Carolina.
lose many games, right? So if you're just gonna blurt out garbage, why is he still here? We've talked about this being a fan.
Yeah, it looks like producer Ben put him out.
Yeah, what we doing? Come on, man. We let people have their opinions, but that's just you just saying stuff, because we don't have no facts behind that.
See, because you got services that have put that in the atmosphere, recruiting services that have put that in the atmosphere that he's a terrible quarterback. Yeah. And I'm saying, well, consider the source. Who did the scouting for that recruiting service? Why would you trust that source? Do you think they really know something about football? What have you seen from them to make you think they actually know what they're looking at? Mm-hmm. That's what I would challenge you on. Because I would reply to you that they don't know jack about football. That's what I would say. Mm-hmm. So I was cutting him a little,
No, I don't give it no slack.
Him a little slack.
I ain't giving no slack. No, because guess what? Man. This is week 17, 18. Like, you know who the services are by now. There's no need for you to keep making that mistake. That's on you. That's on you.
Mm-hmm.
So, at any rate, let's switch gears a little bit, because we got two topics to try to get in here. Let's talk a little Lions and a little Michigan basketball. All right. Let's go Michigan basketball first, so we can get some feedback from old Daniel Horton. Because here's the thing, Daniel. Michigan just beat 2 ranked opponents.
Yep.
And they beat the 2 ranked opponents on the strength of their 2 7-footers.
2 7-footers.
Who have balled out. And the big man pick and roll has been a weapon. Vlad Golden has looked like the Vlad Golden that we expected finally. Okay. He has to sustain it, but he has to, he's looked like that guy. But man, what we've seen from Danny Wolf, DG, Daniel, I didn't expect any of this. This is better than anything. I nothing close to this. I mean, shooting okay, but whoop, and get to the rim, reverse, and man, to do it against even some bums is one thing.
The fact that the skill is in your tool bag is the impressive thing.
Right. I mean, hey man, I'm changing my evaluation here. Now I know, Daniel, you're about to say, well, let's wait to see him do it against some real guys. But before you say it, I'm going to say I didn't even think he would be able to do this against the level of competition that we've seen him do it against. So this has been a revelation to me. What this says to me is, okay, well, now I get it, Dusty. Now I get it. Now it's, you got to let him see how far he can go. Because before it was like, hey, man, I think we might be wasting our time with this experiment. Because, you have him doing stuff that this is stuff that he does in like playground and practice. Like, this would never really apply in a game.
Yep.
Right.
And they've made some adjustments to it as well. But go ahead.
But now, Daniel, it's like, well, wait a minute. You watch him do this against Xavier and Wisconsin, and it's like, well, okay, I want to see, and maybe he made some mistakes, and maybe he tried to do too much at times. And I heard Tim say as much. Tim agrees with you. to that extent. Like, he tries to do a little too much at times. But I'm kind of fine with that. Because to me, that's him kind of testing the limits of what he can do at this level. Because he's kind of shown that, hey, man, I could kind of get down against some of these guys. Let me kind of see how far I can go. Because Danny Wolf, he has more in his tool bag, more in his toolkit than I heard he had coming in the door.
Yeah. No, for sure. He's these last two games especially, and I think they've been, for the Michigan bigs, there've been two favorable matchups, right? Even though Xavier's and Wisconsin have both been ranked teams, their bigs are not the strength of their team. Even Wisconsin's best player, Tanjay, he's a 6'7", however tall he is, and his foot speed might be slower than Danny Wolf's. So it's been a little bit, and he's 5-6 inches shorter. So it's been, kind of favorable, and they've done what they should do, and they've done what I spoke to you about early in the season. But I think what will be their formula in big games moving forward is playing through both of the bigs, and it looks a little different than it did early in the season, where that big to big pick and roll was extended out to the 3-point line. Now, if you pay attention, that big to big pick and roll is closer to the free throw line. So now when Wolf comes off the pick, the spacing is a little different. The passing angles are different. The size matters more. So they've been a lot more successful in that action. So those are one adjustment that they've made. So I think their formula for let's just start from the beginning. Everything they've done over the last week or 2 weeks, really throughout the season, starts with their defense. They're holding people to 36% from the field overall, 28% from three. So, like, when you're playing defense at that level, when the guards are guarding the way they're guarding, the way the bigs are protecting the rim, which, you just need to play together and share the ball on offense, and you're going to have some success. So let's start there. The platform and their success, the foundation for their success has been the defense, for one, right? And so that's allowed them to win in multiple ways offensively. They started the season off playing really fast, high possession games, scoring in the 90s, 100s. And the last two games have been more Big Ten style of play games where the score has been in the 70s, and they've played possession basketball. You've seen a few more sets run by Dusty, and they've executed at a high level. Wolf has executed at a high level. He's attacked closeouts well. He's played out of the flow more. He's played within the flow more, and it's allowed him to be successful, right? And I think the more that they continue to do that and they play through those bigs and use their size and length, they're going to be successful. I think the guard play has left a little bit to be desired these last couple of games, but like you said, it's been pointed out multiple times leading up to this point, right? The way that they play, their system, the way they share the ball, it can be any given guy, any given night. But I think as long as they continue to have the emphasis on playing through Golden and playing through Wolf, they'll continue to have some success.
So I'm curious, what any part of what you've seen from Danny so far, are you surprised? Or is this in line with your expectations of?
No, and I'm not really surprised. I mean, he's a skilled ball player, right? Like, it's 2024. There are a lot of guys out there that are 6'8" to 7 feet tall, 6'9" to 7 feet tall that are considered, 20 years ago are bigs, but they're, they can handle the ball and make plays, right? And like I said, for me, against Wisconsin, that was a favorable. I couldn't even tell you who Wisconsin for, man. That kid was like, I wish we did a little bit more film study the way you guys do with football, the way I can point out some of this stuff. But as long as you're not pressuring Wolf and he's playing against guys that are similar athletic ability to him, he's gonna, with his skill level, he'll have a chance to separate himself. I'm like I said, like you stated previously, I'm interested to see what it looks like against it. When you play guys who get like Wake Forest that are going to get up and pressure you and make you really, your skill matters a little bit more than when the guys in your face and pressure you in your jersey. So we'll see. But it's also a conference where there's not very many teams that play that style of play. And from what I've seen, there's not the type of big that I have in mind that would kind of give him problems in that area. There's not very many of them in this league, so he has a chance to do well.
Yeah, man. I wonder. I kept asking, what are they going to hang their hat on in the half court, knowing that their ideal model, and Dusty has kind of talked about this. He said, like, we get shots up quick because we are trying to get shots up before teams have a chance to match up. We are trying to. We do a lot of switching on defense, and so we try to get down, get a shot up, before they they're kind of cross matched, and we're trying to take advantage of the favorable matchup, right? But what happens when you get into it and you got to call a set? What can you hang your hat on? And man, this too big pick and roll, Daniel. It feels like they're finding some chemistry with it. It feels like there's a vibe developing. It's only a couple games, but if that thing really hits, that's gonna be really tough to stop, because you got to do it as a trigger man. That is a real problem. If he can, because we know he can shoot it, and clearly he's seems like a good passer. He's taking better care of the basketball. 3 turnovers against Xavier, but only 1 turnover against Wisconsin. Now, if he can, the part I would be most concerned about is how well can he handle it. And
that's why you push that pick and roll. That's why they've pushed it closer to the free throw line, and it's been a lot more effective. Like I said, when you push it out near the 3-point line or above the 3-point line, first of all, it requires the ball handler to be a better ball handler. And you have to, if they go under, you have to be able to shoot the 3 behind that screen, which for a 7-footer to shoot a 2-3 steps behind the 3-point line off the dribble. I've seen him make one, but you're not going to make enough to beat people, right? But once they push that they push that screen closer to the free throw line, now the fact that both of those guys are 7 feet tall, that gives you a big advantage. So now when he turns the corner, he's able to lob the ball over the top. Vlad becomes a lob threat, or he becomes a threat to, finish closer to the basket. So that's the adjustment they made. That big screen is a lot closer to a lot deeper in the scoring area than it was 3 or 4 games ago.
Great analysis and great coaching adjustment. It'll be interesting to see how teams adjust to that. I want to give credit to the rest of the squad too. They've shown much better ability to feed the post. Not just Danny Wolf. Just all the guys have done a better job of getting him the ball. He's done a better job of calling for it, establishing the position and calling for the ball. So that piece of it has been better as well. But you're right. They're gonna face better competition. But man, it feels like no matter who Wisconsin has winning in the Kohl Center.
Say, man, you winning. I don't care what what analysis anybody has or what people may think. You go into the Kohl Center and win, that's a big time win. Like I've never won in the Kohl Center. There's a lot of Michigan basketball players who've never won in the Kohl Center, right? So anytime you go to Madison, Wisconsin, and pull out a dub, man, that's big time.
Yeah. So we'll see if they can keep it up. But suddenly, 2 straight ranked wins away from Chrysler has people buzzing like, whoa. And how about this? They just did that in Madison with Trey Donaldson scoring no points.
Yeah. He didn't score, but he defended his tail off. And he's not the only one. And that's one thing I will say, that sometimes guys can be a bit of a front runner, right? I'm only going to defend as I score, as my shot goes, right? You see that a lot from college players all over the country. And that's one thing that I'm seeing from this Michigan basketball team, that a lot of these guys still defend and play hard even if they're not scoring. And that's a hard and that's a credit to the coaching staff. That's a credit to the coaching staff. That's a credit to the players, because it's hard. Like if I'm a player and I'm the leading scorer on the team, which Donaldson has been up to this point, averaging 13, 14 points per game, and I come in and I'm struggling, I have 0 points going into the second half. A lot of guys are kind of sit back and put it on cruise control, and especially as a point guard, and just do, go through the motions and play. But, he kept defending, kept seeing him dive on the floor a couple times. Like, those guys played hard, man. So for them to continue to play that way, even though your shot's not falling, you're not putting points on the board as an individual, that's a credit to him and a credit to the coaching staff. Now, you don't want that going forward, right. But in that situation, that's good leadership on his part.
Yeah, that was to see them be able to have the kind of success that they had with no production. Because listen, went into got into a discussion with Tim. We'll move on a couple of weeks ago about who's the best player, and feel like that's Trey Donaldson with everything that he can do, and he still may be. I guess I'm at a point now where I feel like the jury's out.
Yeah, it is.
The jury is out.
Namari started the season pretty hot. Trey Donaldson had his moments. Now Wolf is having in the middle of his moment. Golden is also, you could even say Golden is kind of walking into his 2-3 game stretch or his moment. And that's the beauty of this team, right? That's the danger of this team. Like they've been saying since the season started, it can be anybody, right? Yeah. It might be this guy for 2-3 games. It might be this guy for 3 or 4 games. It might be that guy. You never know. So that makes you dangerous.
Yeah, man. They go into this game. I just pulled up the box score. And so Trey doesn't score. Reuben Jones only, what did he have in this game? I think he scored 1 point, but
we're talking about a free throw.
Yeah, LJ Kason had no points.
He's been struggling for a couple games now.
Yeah, and then Sam Walters didn't score.
Mm-hmm.
And so you think about it, you think you're gonna get some production, especially from Sam Walters, who's been one of your best 3-point shooters. And they still go and win a game. That's how you look at this team. It's like, man, there's so many different guys who could maybe go off on a given night or give you some production on a given night. That is what makes them dangerous. So
in today's basketball, Sam, when you go on the road and hold a team to 63 points, you defended your ass off.
Yeah,
and they deserve some credit for that. They deserve a lot of credit for that. They've really defended their tails off. 36% from the field and 28% from 3 for the season. Those are numbers that'll get you to a Final Four or Elite 8 if you can continue to do it against really good teams.
Well, I tell you another thing that I didn't expect from Danny Wolf based on what they said. I didn't know anything about Danny Wolf other than what I read about Danny Wolf, which is why when I'm seeing from him offensively, I'm like, man, I didn't know he had any of that. I knew he could shoot it. And, he could maybe be somewhat of a face-up threat, but not all of this versatility that he's shown.
Yeah.
But they said that he wasn't going to be much of a defensive presence.
Like, 5 blocks the first half.
5 blocks.
Yeah.
We had 5 blocks in the game, and they said he wasn't going to give any of that. Like, you weren't going to get any block shots from Danny Wolf. All that was going to come from Vlad Golden. We had 5 blocks in the game. Like,
well, you got 2 7-footers in the game, Sam. That's a at the NBA level. That's you remember the Lakers won a championship because they had 2 7-footers down there with Dwight Howard and Anthony Davis, right? Anthony Davis about 6'10", but same thing with his length. Mm-hmm. Same Michigan. I'm not saying that these guys are those 2 guys, right? But at the college level, you have 2 good players or 2 even if they're just serviceable, you got 2 good players at that size and at tandem in this league, you got a chance.
Yep. All right. Hey, Ben, real quick before we get a little Lions talk and we get out of here, real quick. Listen, folks, if you have ground transportation needs, you need to check out Golden Limo. Mm-hmm. Now, you hear limo in the name, but the transportation service goes across the board. It runs the gamut. They don't even have a limo in the fleet. But what it represents, what that represents is the excellence and the luxury, whether it's their luxury SUVs, so the Aviators and the Navigators for your luxury transport, for your airport transport, your executive transport. Maybe you need group transport wherever you're going. So your Sprinters, maybe your party buses, Or maybe you need large group transport for your teams or classes or your, office size groups. That's where their luxury motor coaches come in. It's what the Michigan football team and basketball team and other teams travel on. They travel on Golden. They will get you there on time every time. Always arrive 15 minutes early. You never have to worry about a bag. We know this from our experience with the Golden ourselves. And that's not just here in Southeast Michigan. When I travel abroad and I land someplace and I have my Golden transport waiting for me, I get the same service there as well. I noted that when I landed in Paris and Rome, and I had my ground transportation service set up through Golden, it was the same service there too. That is the Golden Limo difference. And when you book through Golden using the Golden ticket, a portion of your ground transportation fee will go to Michigan NIL. Their Golden ambassador this year is Zeke Berry. Last year it was Will Johnson. So you see they're attaching themselves to excellence and supporting Michigan NIL. And so a portion of your ground transportation fee will go to that. And you might even be selected to attend their postseason party where Zeke will be there, Samaj Morgan will be there, Droppin Dimes crew, Al Vance will be a great time. So you might be selected for that, and a portion of your ground transportation fee will go to a great veterans charity called Freedom River. So whether you're in Southeast Michigan, anywhere in the United States or abroad, book your ground transportation service through Golden. Go to goldenlimo.com, or you can call the number that's going to appear on your screen. Use the Golden ticket, then drop that track.
If you have ground transportation needs, get to your destination on time every time with Golden Limo. Ride like the Wolverines. Feel like a Wolverine when you ride with Golden Limo, the proud transportation partner for many of Michigan's sports teams and the primary transportation provider for Michigan Wolverines football. All you have to do to book your Golden ticket reservation is go to goldenlimo.com/golden ticket or call their team at 734-668-8282 and mention Golden Ticket to book your transportation reservations today.
So, fellas, the Leos. A lot of people had them losing to Green Bay last night because the whole defensive line, except for Lee McNeil, was out, and then Lee McNeil went out with a concussion the first series. So none of the starting defensive line was there. Malcolm Rodriguez is out for the season now with an ACL. Alex Anzalone out until the playoffs probably with a broken forearm. I mean, it's just they have 13 guys on the injury list. I don't think any other team has any more than 7 or 8, I think. The Lions are battered. The Lions are bruised. They keep winning. And so the Green Bay Packers come to town last night with a golden opportunity to knock the Lions off, and they could not do it, DG. They couldn't do it.
No, they couldn't.
The Lions did it again.
Yeah, I mean, they're in that groove like people hate the Chiefs, but that like when you've learned how to win and you have a formula for winning, you just win. Like it and no matter how it looks, it always happens for you. And when a team doesn't take advantage of opportunities, you capitalize on them. That's what great teams do. And it's weird for some Lions fans to say that have been burned in the past. It's weird for people who don't respect the Lions, Daniel, to say. But the Lions are a great team. They are a great football team. When you continue to win in different ways, right? You've blown people out. You've had perfect games. You've had guys out. And now your defense is completely obliterated. Not to mention, Lee McNeil gets hurt. On the play he got hurt on, he absolutely dominates their offensive lineman. I'm talking about just lift him on up, get him out the way, right? So when you have that and you still find a way, and when your coach, though the analytics says do this, but he understands, like I love to say, the situation of football. Get the numbers. Sometimes numbers don't have a place. Sometimes percentages don't have a place. And when you have a coach that can get outside of that and figure that out and say, We can kick a field goal here, go up. But our defense has already given up 31. They're going to have enough time, about 40 seconds to go get a field goal. They have been rolling. I should probably just end the game here, right? Because this call going for right here, we won't lose the game because of this, right? We'll still have a chance to stop them like we would have. However, the percentages say we shouldn't do it. But as a football coach and a guy that knows my team, I don't think we can take much more. Like at some point we're going to be straining for not, and we're in full control of the division. All the things are good. Let's just see what happens, right? Let's believe in my guys. He got behind his best offensive lineman, number 58, Penei Sewell, and they just walked on through for a first down. I mean, it's unbelievable that the Lions are a great team, but they are a great football team, and last night was great evidence of it.
Yeah, I liked that decision. Yeah, we're just gonna end it right here.
We've seen great coaches do it. We've seen great coaches go for stuff because they don't want to give Peyton Manning the ball back. We've seen great coaches go for it because we don't want to give Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes or whoever the ball back.
Yeah, I think that, commentators and even fans, you gotta do a good job of sort of applying the proper analysis, not just being totally deferential to the greatness that we are witnessing. Because I think Dan Campbell's a great coach. I think what he's done, the way that he has sort of ingrained or instilled his persona. It obviously started with Chris Spielman and Sheila Ford Hamp. They go and hire Brad Holmes, and Brad Holmes, they get together and they hire Dan Campbell, right? So it's not just Dan Campbell, but once he gets the team, the identity of this team, the DNA of this team, the culture of this team, Dan Campbell, man, I just coaching isn't just X's and O's.
Oh no, absolutely not.
And
Sam, do you want to hear a funny story about Dan Campbell? And it's just to basically tell you who he is and what he was going to be. So I was doing the preseason game and we're meeting with Ben Johnson, right? And we're kind of talking about, him, he's young, whatever. He hadn't become the star that he was going to become just yet. And he was just telling a story of Dan Campbell interviewing with the Dolphins. And Ben Johnson was lower level, but he was on that staff and he's in there when they're interviewing, right? And Dan Campbell comes in just like Dan Campbell usually is, just kind of loot, like, you know what I mean? Not super buttoned up all the way, just kind of like, hey, man, I'm here. I'm trying to interview what's good, basically, in our words, right? To me, it was good, right? And so he's trying to explain stuff and whatever, and he's like, you know what? I'll just show you. And he gets up and demonstrates blocking on chairs in the meeting room and just acting crazy how we know him to be. And it's just like to hear that from all that time ago, that even now in this position, he's still the same person that he was doing up downs, right? Hurting his wrist doing up downs, right? Biting kneecaps off, all that crazy stuff. And like you said, his team has taken on that identity of whatever it takes, get it done, period. There is no, oh, woe is me this, or we can't do it. No, figure it out and get it done. And it's kind of a beauty to watch.
Yeah. I love the dude for what he represents. He represents this town. I think that the way that they sort of infused confidence back in Jared Goff, I think has allowed him to take right back off. And I think he has an MVP opportunity next week that I want to put in front of you and Daniel, and see what you think. But I don't think it's a blank check, man, because I think that, he made a couple other fourth down decisions. And I think the one that he made, what was it? It might have been the third quarter, at least earlier in the fourth quarter, I think it was. I think it was a horrible decision. The one that he made, the fourth down and 1 from his own 31 up 3, was a horrible decision. I don't think that's a Dan Campbell decision. I don't think that's one where you just say, oh, it's okay. This is what we do. This is who we are. This is no, man. This is No, this is one where you do listen to the analytics. This is one where you do kind of do what the numbers say you should do because you're up 3, you're in your own territory. Your defense hasn't been terrible. Punt the ball, play defense, make them drive the field. It's still like 11 minutes left in the game at that time or whatever it was. Punt the football in that situation. As it was, you didn't get the 1 yard because they had already stuffed you on a short yardage situation before. They stop you on this short yardage situation. They go and score a touchdown and they go up. And then they go up in that instance. I mean, the Lions go on and win the game, so it's all for naught. But that was a bad decision right there, in my opinion.
Yeah, but for me, man, you can't because if he doesn't get the one that he got at the end of the game, you'll also say that's a bad decision. You can't have both, right? You can't have where he makes the right decision every single time, but also celebrate, hey, that's a great decision. It was a bad decision because he didn't get it. But if he did get it, you would say it's a bad decision, but it wouldn't be a big deal, right? And because he made a better decision later in the game that people thought he shouldn't make, it doesn't matter. Like that happening, nobody even remembers it because nobody cares, right? Because of what happened later.
I care because, listen, the deeper you go, the more crucial those decisions are going to be.
I trust him to make the right one. I trust him. I'm sorry. I can't let that a decision that didn't affect the game in any way, as it were, right, coming to the end. Yeah. And you, so Sam, let me explain this. Like, what are they? 11-1? Were they 11-1 at that time or 10-1?
They were 10-1 at that time.
10-1, right? Right. You need another week really to get these defensive guys that are new. You need another week really to be who you want to be, right? Or at least a couple more weeks. And so I think that Dan Campbell is thinking, I'm playing with house money, right? This is who we are, and we pride ourselves on being able to get 1 yard, similar to Michigan, right? We pride ourselves on being able to get 1 yard. So, right, everything says in my mind for him is go for it, right? Your defense, they're not who you're supposed to be yet because it's new guys and whatever, right? You probably shouldn't win this game. Why not? Why not? What are you going to be at the worst? 12-2? Okay. Oh, the season's over. They're 12-2, right? They're playing with house money, and so it allows you to have some of that freedom, and I think that builds confidence for the future, right? So you build that confidence now, like, hey, I trust you guys to go for it. Who's to say that trust in that instance didn't lead to them being able to pick it up, right? Because they took it on themselves of like, man, we played our coach earlier. We got to be able to get 1 yard. We got to. That's who we are. And so later on, it's like, hey, we need to make sure. And what they get? They get 7. You know what I mean? So we don't know how those things work out. So we can't question those decisions, right, all the time, especially if we're going to accept the wins that come along with it.
Well, so you set it up. You set it up where he basically there's no bad decision he can make.
There's no bad decision. You're 12-1, right? You shouldn't win this game. People thought you would lose it because your defense is whatever. This doesn't really hurt you, and in my opinion, I think that they think they'll be fine later on. Why not?
See, I think that's a bad standard to have, that you can do no wrong, that there's nothing that you can do is wrong.
No, not ever in that game with that defense, with that in that game, not all the time. I'm talking about what in that game. You have a bunch of misfit toys that don't even know each other on defense. Right? Nobody expects you to win. You're playing with house money. You know what that means, Sam. This ain't even my money. This ain't even my money I'm playing with right now. So I'm not saying he gets the green light to just do goofy stuff all the time. Yeah. But in that game, in that instance, especially since they win one, I think that he's perfectly fine doing it.
I guess that would be the reason why I would punt, because I have some misfit guys. And if I got some misfit guys, I definitely don't want them at the 31-yard line. I would much rather to be on the other side of the field.
So Sam, what if he punts it away, right? Punts it away, and they go on an 8-minute, 9-minute drive to go score a touchdown, and then you don't have any time left. No, you don't have much time left. You don't have much time left, and you run out of time. What about then?
But you got
he should have went for it.
No, you got time. You got time, and I don't think nobody's going to second guess your decision to punt. Only the people who don't.
But if you're coaching to not be second guess Terrible coach. I was going to say
Yeah,
something else. You're a bad coach.
Yeah, I don't think that's why. I don't think he would be.
He's not coaching to be second guessed or to be praised, in my opinion. So people can second guess all they want. He gonna do what he gonna do. And guess what? Guess what, Sam? After all these years of Lions football, everybody doing it right, doing it by the book, analytics. We've been terrible.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the NFC Championship game.
It ain't here yet.
I'm thinking about the NFC Championship game.
And Sam, even in that, if the players do their job, those are great decisions too.
Okay, I hear what you say.
If they just catch the ball right off your chest. Come on, Sam. You can't blame the coach when he put up what was supposed to happen and it should have happened. And guess what? That guy's not here anymore. You can't do that, Sam. If a guy is there to make the play, these guys are making millions of dollars. They have to make the play.
And they should have made plays, but coaching can impact it too. And there was, I'm not saying every fourth down decision. I agree with most of the fourth down decisions, but there was one in there. I was like, come on, man. Come on. I'm just saying not everyone. Not everyone. You don't have to do everyone. And this was one where it was like, okay.
Man, punt the ball, man.
Just punt the ball. That's all I'm right. That's what I'm saying, Daniel.
And Dan Campbell he coaching football like I played a video game and I like it. Go for it. I don't care.
Punt that
What's
ball.
the real consequence? Ain't no.
You punt that ball from your 30, man. You punt that ball.
Hey, he definitely playing bad.
hey, Sam, you punt that ball from your 30, and later in the game, you kick that field goal. Unless
you punt the ball from your 30.
You kick that field goal too. Everybody says it. I haven't seen one person say, I've been watching sports shows all day. Not one person has said, nah, he should have went for it. No, you kick that field goal, period.
I don't mind
That's
the
what
one
won him the game.
that sealed the game. The one that sealed the game made sense, right? Like it's like if we get it, the game is over. So it makes sense, right? But you still had a lot of time left on the other one.
If you get the other one, you can go in the game too. You can go on a long drive and end that thing. Where we got 2-3 scores now, 2-score game. Can't come back.
But it's still like more football to play after that. So anything can happen, right? On that, the one at the end, like it kind of pretty much sealed the game.
No. But if you don't get the one at the end, you're probably going to lose for sure.
Well, you still
going to get a couple yards and kick a field goal. No,
where were they?
It was fourth down.
And no, but they were deep. They were deep in Lions. They were plus territory.
Yeah.
They were. I'm sorry. Say it again.
At the end of the game, you were in field goal.
Yeah, you were inside their 30. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So you don't get it, right? These kickers are crazy. All you got to do is get 25 yards, and you're gonna be able to try a field goal to lose the game. It's for Green Bay. So it goes both ways. If you don't get it, right? You get 3 plays. You can get that in 3 plays. We watched Patrick Mahomes versus the Bills in 18 seconds, getting field goal range from the 25.
They had to go to get to the 40 for a 60-yard field, 57.
They don't have no timeouts over on that side either.
Yeah.
He's thinking about all that. They don't have no timeouts. So good luck.
It would have been tight, but guess what? Very doable.
That was a good decision, in my opinion, that he made. A good gamble.
Not one person aside from you two have said that. Everybody had said it was a terrible choice. Because what they're saying is you kick the field goal. Okay, same scenario. Now they got to drive longer 40 yards to go get a field goal. They saying it's impossible, basically.
Well, on balance, that one wasn't as bad of a decision. Because at least you can end the game with that one. This one that he made, you can end the game there. The one that earlier, it was like, bro,
I ain't question the dude that's 12-1. And the dude that just won a game with a defense that don't even know each other's names.
Hey, and that's the thing.
I'm sorry, I can't question that. I'm sorry.
And that's the key, right? They won, right? That's the key. They won. Like
if they didn't win, we could have a conversation. But I can't. I'm sorry, I can't see all that other stuff.
The margin for them, to me, it ain't beating Green Bay.
Yeah,
you can beat Green Bay. Now, what we're talking about is how are you going to beat this team that they about to play?
Yeah.
That they might have to play in a Super Bowl. How are you going to beat Kansas City? What's going to win you the Super Bowl? What's going to get you past the level that you got to last year, where part of the conversation was your fourth down decisions? I'm not blaming it on the fourth down decision. but it was part of the conversation. And so that's what I'm talking about. It's like, hey, you know what? If we apply this down the line, yeah, man, I'm with the game. I'm with most of the fourth down decisions he made. I'm riding with them all. But that one, it was like, man, we didn't have to do that one. Up 3, your own 31. Man, punt the damn ball right
Hey,
there.
Sam, you remember when DG talked about coaches having a need to want to be right? That one felt like a need to want to be right. Like, I'm right in my philosophy. We're going to keep doing this no matter what. We got to win.
His record the last 2 years proves that he is right in that philosophy. He didn't win a Super Bowl yet. But his record the last years proves that he is right in that philosophy. 100%.
But ain't that part of the reason why y'all lost last year, though?
You can't argue
so it already
with
cost
Lions
them a playoff game,
football team who goes to the championship, the conference championship, loses by a little bit because guys don't make plays that are out there, and then in this season be 12-1 and then question his decision making and was it right? Not gonna happen for me.
One thing I will say, if everybody in the locker room and on the team is on the same page and clear, this is what the hell we doing when fourth down comes around, then I don't really see the issue with it, right? As long as everybody's pulling the same direction.
Everybody on board.
Everybody on board with it. Let's get it. Let's do it.
Sam don't want his heart broken. That's what it is. Sam just like, come on, man, just be civil for a little bit.
But that's you gotta live with it though, right? Like that's the chances you take in like I understand what Sam's coming from. In the playoffs, we playing against better competition. You might not get, it might cost you a game.
But also, Sam, you gotta think of this. He's had other opportunities on fourth down where he did punt it away, right? It's not like he's doing it every single time. Now, there are some glaring times, but he's punting the ball away when you're supposed to usually. But there are just times where he feel it in his gut like, no, man, we going to go get this. And you got to ride with him, Sam. You got to. Come on, Sam. I didn't believe that this was going to be a segment of me trying to get you on Dan Campbell's ride.
I'm on it. It was just one. I'm just talking about one decision. We talking about.
Don't question the man. Let him roll. Let him cook.
Hey, if it backfires, Sam will come on the show today. So, man, I told him.
Oh yeah, Sam gonna lose it, and I'm gonna be like this.
All right, yeah. People asking for Olish news. As of last night, he had given no. There had been nothing. There had been nothing, and there's nothing as of this morning.
Well, that'll tell you.
So
we'll man, I gotta go to work, man.
Yeah. I hear
dressed for work, man. I gotta go to work.
So we will check in and see, but there was nothing.
He done jumped in them overalls, like you said, right. 2 legs.
I told y'all talking about everybody put their leg in, one leg at a time pants. I jump in my pants. So
there had been silence from Olish as of last night.
Looking like a Boilermaker over there.
Nothing as of this morning. And so and then as for OC, I'll put up my first hot board tonight. So there you go. That is that. But that's going to do it for us on this edition, folks.
DG, you train spotting today?
You say?
You train spotting today?
Hey, man, get off me, man. This is a no bullying zone on Dropping Dimes. No bullying.
All right. That's going to do it for us on this edition. We appreciate you as always.
Sam, you done made this show 2 hours long. Oh, my God.
I didn't try to. I'll do it.
And they stuck with us. Hey, shout out to them people. We got to get them some gifts or something. Give them a day with Sam Webb or something.
Hey, 4,000 strong. And then, man, I've been fried. I've been dragging.
Get you some sleep, man.
The last couple of days trying to get everything done. But here we are. And so we to the end of the week. And I'm still alive.
Sam,
how about that?
I just realized this. You so tired, you ain't realized this. I'm 2 straps today. Look at me. Look at me. That's right. You know what? Never mind. I'm gonna go how Sam usually do it.
What's that? Man, say.
Hey, this my homage to you, Sam.
Straight out of elementary school recess right there, boy.
Yeah. All right, folks. That's going to do it. That's going to do it for us on this edition of Steady. Same back on the regular days. Everything returns to normal next week on Steady Dropping, on the schedule. We are going to have Al and Vance back next week they will get into the they're going to give their breakdowns of Michigan, Ohio State, and the film studies next week on schedule. Vance was out this week. He had a family circumstance, and I had signing day anyway to get ready for that, so that threw that off. We'll get that next week. Dropping Dimes returns to his regular day. The entire schedule, everything returns to normal next week. So we'll see you next week on the next edition of Steady Droppin Dimes.